Whatever you have been carrying tonight is welcome here. Whatever you have been replaying is welcome here. Whatever you have been carrying that does not have a name is welcome here. Whatever you have been holding alone is welcome here. You do not have to put via what you carry down. You do not have to explain what you carry. You only have to let the words land. Some weight gets lighter when someone names it. This is that kind of naming. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am, and I get to keep moving. My past is not a verdict. My past is not the verdict on who I am now. My past is not the diagnostic the courtroom of my mind keeps reading aloud. The past was a sequence of moments. The past was a series of chapters. The past was not a sentence handed down. I can let the courtroom close. I can let the gavel rest. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I am the whole arc, and not the one moment I have been replaying. I am the whole arc and not the one decision that catches in my throat. The arc includes the chapter. The arc is longer than the chapter. The arc keeps writing itself. I can let the chapter be a chapter. I can let the story keep going. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. I have already grown past the version of me who acted in that moment. I have already grown past the version of me who did not yet know what I now know. The growth happened quietly. The growth happened in years I was not counting. The growth happened while I was busy carrying the past. I can let the growth count. I can stand inside who I have become. I have already grown past who I was. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am, and I get to keep moving. The replaying does not have to keep happening. The replaying that runs at night does not have to keep happening. The replaying that starts up in the shower does not have to keep happening tonight. The replaying was a habit. The replaying was a private review I never quite finished. The replaying was something I thought I owed someone. I can let the replaying rest. I can let the moment be a moment that already happened. The replaying does not have to keep happening. The version of me who acted then was doing what she could. The version of me who acted then was doing what she could with what she had. The version of me who acted then was doing what she could with what she had at that time. She did not have what I have now. She did not know what I now know. She did not have the eyes I have grown since. I can meet her with the eyes I have now. I can let her have been a person, not a verdict. The version of me who acted then was doing what she could. The courtroom in my mind is allowed to adjourn. The courtroom in my mind that has been in session for years is allowed to adjourn. The courtroom in my mind that keeps reading the same charges is allowed to adjourn tonight. The courtroom was self-built. The courtroom was a structure I made out of shame. The courtroom was something I kept open after everyone outside had stopped attending. I can let the courtroom close. I can let the chairs stand empty. The courtroom in my mind is allowed to adjourn. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am, and I get to keep moving. The moment was a chapter, not the diagnosis. The moment that has been heaviest was a chapter, not the diagnosis. The moment that catches in my throat at 11 p.m. was a chapter, not the diagnosis about who I am. The moment was bounded. The moment had a beginning and an end. The moment did not become my whole life on its own. I have been keeping it lit. I can let the moment fade into the rest of the story. I can let the lights come down on that scene. The moment was a chapter, not the diagnosis. The harsh word I said in anger does not define me. The harsh word I said in anger and have been replaying does not define me. The harsh word I said in anger and have been carrying for years does not define me tonight. The word was a moment. The word was something I would not say now. The word was a sound that has been louder in my own mind than anywhere else. I can let the word stay in its moment. I can let it stop echoing forward. The harsh word does not define me. The decision I would unmake is allowed to have been my decision. The decision I would unmake is allowed to have been mine without becoming all of me. The decision I would unmake is allowed to have been mine, and I'm still allowed to be a whole person. The decision was made with the information I had. The decision was made by a previous self. The decision was made before I knew what it would teach me. I can own the decision without identifying with it. I can take responsibility without taking residence. The decision is allowed to have been mine. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am. and I get to keep moving. The relationship I stayed in too long taught me something. The relationship I stayed in past its sell-by taught me something I was not yet ready to know any other way. The relationship I stayed in past its sell-by was the chapter where I learned what I would not accept again. The staying was not stupidity. The staying was a phase of becoming. The staying gave me the eyes I now have for what is good. I can credit the staying with the learning. I can let the chapter close without erasing it. The relationship taught me what I needed to know. The parent moment I missed was one moment in many. The parent moment I missed was one moment among the thousands of moments I did show up for. The parent moment I missed was one moment my child was held by an entire arc of moments I did meet. The missing was real. The missing was not the diagnostic of my parenthood. The missing existed inside a much longer ledger of presence. I can let the missing be a moment, not the verdict. I can let the long ledger count. The parent moment was one moment in many. The job I handled badly was one episode in a career. The job I handled badly was one episode in a career that has more shape than that one episode. The job I handled badly was a place where I learned how I would handle the next one differently. The episode was bounded. The episode happened to a previous version of me. The episode is no longer the whole career. I can let the episode close. I can let the career be more than the episode. The job was one episode in a career. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am, and I get to keep moving. The shame I have been carrying alone can be set down. The shame I have been carrying alone for years can be set down tonight. The shame I have been carrying alone because there has been no one to say it to can be set down here. The shame was outsized. The shame was a rent I kept paying long after the lease ended. The shame was the cost of treating a chapter as the verdict. I can let the shame loosen. I can let it stop being the air I breathe. The shame can be set down. I am allowed to walk forward without the courtroom. I am allowed to walk forward without the courtroom following me. I am allowed to walk forward without the courtroom of the past dictating my present. The courtroom was a habit. The courtroom was a familiar room I kept returning to. The courtroom is no longer the only room I am allowed to live in. I can leave the courtroom behind me. I can walk into the rest of my life without it. I am allowed to walk forward without the courtroom. The list of things I have been replaying is shorter than I thought. The list of things I have been replaying is shorter than my mind has been making it feel. The list of things I have been replaying is a handful of moments inside thousands of moments I have lived. The list felt long because I kept reading it. The list felt long because the same lines came up at night. The list is not the inventory of my life. I can let the list be a list. I can let the rest of my life be the rest of my life. The list is shorter than I thought. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am, and I get to keep moving. The current me is not paying for the previous me. The current me is not paying for the previous me's choices forever. The current me is not paying interest on a debt that nobody outside is still collecting. The debt was self-imposed. The debt was something I kept paying out of habit. The debt is no longer the way I have to live. I can let the payment stop. I can let my present be my present. The current me is not paying for the previous me. The growth that has happened in me is real. The growth that has happened in me over the years since is real. The growth that has happened in me without me celebrating it along the way is real, and it counts. The growth was quiet. The growth was the kind that happens between checkpoints. The growth made me someone who would not make those choices again. I can let the growth count. I can stand inside the woman the growth has made. The growth is real. The chapter ended a long time ago. The chapter that has been replaying ended a long time ago in real life. The chapter that has been replaying and ended in real life and has only been alive in my mind. The chapter is over. The chapter has been over for years. The chapter does not need to keep being relived to count. I can let the chapter be over. I can let the page turn. The chapter ended a long time ago. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am, and I get to keep moving. The version of me who acted then can be welcomed back. The version of me who acted then can be welcomed back into the arc of who I am becoming. The version of me who acted then can be welcomed back without being the headline. She belonged to the arc. She was a stage I moved through. She does not have to be exiled to be moved past. I can welcome her in without putting her in charge. I can let her have her chapter without giving her the pen. The version of me who acted then can be welcomed back. I am allowed to be a whole person who has done some hard things. I am allowed to be a whole person who has done some hard things and is also good. I am allowed to be a whole person who has done some hard things and is also worthy of the rest of my life. The hard things did not cancel the good. The hard things did not become the only thing about me. The hard things were chapters in someone capable of the rest of the book. I can let myself be a whole person. I can let myself be more than my hardest moments. I am allowed to be a whole person. The forgiveness I have been waiting for is mine to give. The forgiveness I have been waiting to feel from outside is mine to give to myself. The forgiveness I have been waiting to feel from outside is mine to give to myself tonight. The forgiveness was never going to come from someone else's hand. The forgiveness was always going to be a release I made inside. The forgiveness does not require forgetting. I can let the forgiveness happen here. I can let the release land in my own body. The forgiveness is mine to give. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am. And I get to keep moving. I get to keep moving. I get to keep moving forward into the rest of my life. I get to keep moving forward into the rest of my life with the past included, not in charge. The moving is allowed. The moving is not a betrayal of what happened. The moving is the only honest direction the arc was going to go. I can keep going. I can let the next page be the next page. I get to keep moving. The me of 5 years from now is not made of the moments I'm replaying. The me of 5 years from now is made of what I do with the rest of the chapters. The me of 5 years from now will look back at this version with the same compassion this version is learning to give the previous one. The forward me already has soft eyes for me now. The forward me knows the chapters I am still inside. The forward me will be glad I started letting the past be the past tonight. I can let the forward me look back kindly. I can become the woman she has been waiting to remember. The me of 5 years from now is not made of those moments. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am, and I get to keep moving. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am. And I get to keep moving. My past is not a verdict. I am the whole arc, not one chapter. I have already grown past who I was. One decision is not who I am, and I get to keep moving. Feel what was just spoken becoming part of you, not just heard, absorbed. Your body has taken it in. It is already working. Now you rest in the feeling. You do not need to make it happen in this moment. You only need to let it in, without replaying, without relitigating, without serving a sentence the courtroom of your mind keeps reading. Breathe, release, continue. And as you move through your day, stay open. Notice the small signs. Notice the shifts. Notice what begins to feel different. Because something is already changing. And the truth that your past is not a verdict is becoming more available to you.